Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's crack it. And today I'm back with the latest TCS exam aptitude questions. In this video, we are going to solve all these aptitude questions. And before that, guys, I think there are many different kinds of categories of people. So set the playback speed at your own pace so that you can understand. People who can understand very fast, increase the playback speed, and those who can want a slow explanation, reduce the speed. Yeah, let's dive into the video. Before that, please subscribe to my channel if you guys are not yet subscribed yet. Yeah, here's the first question, guys. And before starting each and every question, you guys should pause the video and try these questions on your own so that you might get a good idea about the question. I hope you guys have given a read on this question. In an examination, 55% of the students passed and 621 failed. Now, what is the failure percentage? 45%, because 100 minus 55 is 45%. Okay, if the number of students for the exam was 16% of those who had applied for the exam. Now, how many students applied for the exam? See, let the X students be who wrote the exam. But 45 percentage of X we know is equals to 621. So now X is equals to 621 divided by 45 into 100. I hope we get around 1380 exactly. So, but again the second condition applying it here, 69 percentage of total number of applicants applied is equals to those who wrote the exam, 1380. But let us consider y be the total number of applicants. 69 percentage of y is equals to 1380. Y is equals to 1380 divided by 69 into 100. Exactly 69 ones are 69 twos are 138, 20s are. So y value is 2000. So guys, C is the right answer. 2000 is the answer. I hope I'm clear enough. Okay, here comes the second question, guys, and here it's about mean. To find the mean, give it a read. We are given the class intervals and we are given the frequencies, but one of the frequency is missing. It's given as R, but we are given with the mean. So we know the formula, sigma fi xi by sigma fi is equals to mean. So now let's use this formula, guys. Yeah, but before using this formula directly, we need to know the average value of each of this class interval. This is 20 plus 0 by 2, it becomes 10. 20 plus 40 by 2, it becomes 30, 50, 70, 90. And we know the frequencies, only one frequency is missing. Yeah, let's use the formula. 10 into 660 plus 30 into 260 plus 50, 50 into 3, 150 plus 70 into R, 70R plus 95 are 450 divided by 6 plus 2, 8, 8, 11, 16, 16 plus R is equals to 50. Now taking this left side, 16 plus R into 50 is equals to, it becomes 720 plus 70R. Now 800, 1650s are 800 plus 50R is equals to 720 plus 70R. Guys, on solving it, we get 70 minus 50, 20R is equals to 800 minus 720, 80. R value 21s are 24s are. Answer A. Option A is the correct answer, guys. And moving on to the next question, third question. Here we are given a question related to percentages. In 2020, a certain number of students for the Institute A appeared in the annual examination and 35% of the students failed. Okay, Institute A, 35% failed, and next 65 will be passed. In the same year, 250% more students than that of A appeared in the same examination from Institute B. If 70% of the total students of A and B pass the examination. Okay, then find the fail percentage. So guys, for this question, I'm going to consider one technique, that is, I'm considering the total strength of A, B 100, Institute A 100. Okay, now number of students who failed in the Institute A will be 35, passed students will be 65. Okay, it's clear up to here. And in the same year, 250 more students than that of A appeared in the same examination from B. So 250% more than A becomes 350, because we have taken that 100 as the total number of students from A. So now total number of students from B becomes 350. So we know the total 350 are the total students. 70% of the total students, 350 plus 100, 450. 70% becomes 70 by 100 into 450. What will be the value? 45 7 315. So 350 student 315 315 students from both A and B passed the examination. And how many students failed? 450 minus 315, 75 plus 125. Total students failed be 125. Failed, passed. But we know we need to find those who have failed from only B. But we know those who have got failed from Institute A, that is 35. So if you want to find from A, 125 minus 35, it becomes 90 students. Okay, guys, 90 students got failed from Institute B. Percentage, if you want to find total number of students in Institute B is 350. 90 by 350 into 100 is the final answer. It becomes 900 by 35. 7 5s are 7 1s are 4 5 2s are 10. 25.6. Option B is the correct answer, guys. I hope you guys have got a clarity on this question. If you are having any kind of doubts, comment under the video. And moving on to the next question, fourth question, a question related to averages, guys. Okay, read the question, pause the video. 30 packets of sugar of same weight are kept in a storeroom. If 6 more packets of 35 kg each are kept in the storeroom, average increases by 2.5 kg. And we need to find the arithmetic mean of the initial total weight of sugar and final total weight. So let us consider x kg, the 30 packets of same weight, 30 packets of x kg. Now let us find the average. After 6 packets of 35 kg are added. Now the average becomes 30x plus 6 into 35 divided by total number of packets, 30 plus 6, 36 is equals to average is increased by 2.5. Initially the average is 30, sorry, x kg, because all are of same weight, the average is also x plus 2.5, and 30x plus 6 into 35, 210 is equals to 36x plus 90, and we get 6x is equals to 210 minus 90, 120. X is equals to 20, guys. So 20 kg. Initially, all the 30 packets of same weight are 20 kg weight. Now we need to find mean of initial total weight of sugar. Initial total weight of sugar is 30 packets, each of 20 kg is equals to 600, and final total weight of sugar. Final total weight of sugar is 600 plus and 6 packets of 35. 6 into 35 kg weight is equal to 600 plus 210. It becomes 710, sorry, 810. So average of 600 and 810. If you guys observe the options, 600 is given, 810 is given. You should not get confused. Average of these two values is the answer. We get 705. Option D is the correct answer. And next comes the question related to divisibility test. But normally we can verify this kind of question, but here we were not asked to find the value of x and y. So instead 5x plus 3y values are, so we can't verify. Verification doesn't work out. So 3 7 11, all these three values can divide this value. So we can say that LCM of 3 7 11, 7 into 3 into 11. because all of them are prime factors. So prime numbers 231. So simply 231 is the LCM. 231 will divide this 77600 value. And here x and y values we can't know, but least possible value of both of these xy will be 0 0. So simply I'm dividing 231 with 77660, and the nearest value possible will come to know that the 77385 is exactly divisible by 230. So here we will get the remainder of 215. So if we subtract 215 from 77600, we get 77385. So now 77,385 is exactly divisible by 231, and the next number which is divisible by this will be adding 231. We get 77616. This value is exactly divisible by 231, which means 3, 7 and 11. All these three numbers can divide this number. And here x and y value is 1 comma 6. We came to know that 1, 6 are the values of x and y. We are asked 5x plus 3y. 5 into x value 1 plus 3 into y value 6 is equals to 5 plus 18, 23. Option C is the right answer. Okay, moving on to the next. Here comes the profit and loss related question. Guys, give it a read. Pause the video. I hope you are done. It's given that shopkeeper gains 20% by selling an article at 25% discount on its market price. If the cost price of the article increases by 20%, how much discount percentage should he give to gain 8% profit? Before first and foremost, I would like to tell you about the market price. Basically, cost price means the actual price which is included for making the article. In order to make the article, the all the cost which are incurred is called cost price. But market price means for a seller to gain some profit, he prints a different price which is greater than the cost price. This is called the market price. Okay, I hope you are done with that. And now coming to the question, I am considering CP to be rupees 100. I am considering cost price as 100, market price as X rupees. Okay. Now a shopkeeper had gained 20%. So 20% increment on CP becomes 20% of 100 is 20 rupees. So selling price becomes 20 rupees plus 100 rupees 120 after gaining. So even after getting a discount of 25%, giving a discount of 25%, he gained 20 rupees. So we can write that as after getting 25% discount, only 75% of market price is considered. So 75% of market price is equals to 120 or X value. X is equals to 120 by 75 into 100. Here we get exactly 160. X is equals to 160, we get rupees 160. Okay, now market price we know 160 rupees, RS 160. Now the second part of the question comes here. If the cost price of the article increases by 20%, initially cost price was 100. Now increase of 20% results in cost price is equals to 120 rupees. Cost price became 120. And how much discount percentage should he give now on the same market price to get a profit of 8%? Okay, let us consider y% discount should be given. And now the equation becomes 100 minus y% of market price which is equals to 160 is equals to 120. 120 plus here it becomes 8% profit. What is the 8% profit of 120 rupees? 9.6 rupees. So it becomes 129.6. So 100 minus y percentage of 160. So 100 minus y percentage becomes y is equals to 129.6 divided by 160 into 100. Take the percentage symbol. 100 minus y is equals to, on solving this exactly we get 81. So 100 minus y is equals to 81. Now the y value is equals to 100 minus 81, 19 percentage. Option B is the correct answer, guys. If you have any kind of doubts, ping in the comment section. Okay, here comes again a problem related to simple interest. So difference between simple interest on sum at p% and p minus 5% for 4 years will be 12k. Okay, I'm considering principal amount is equals to x. So interest with p% is equals to formula is PTR by 100. Here the rate is given as p%. Principal is x into p% into p by 100 into time 4 years minus and x into p minus 5 percentage into 4 by 100 is equals to 12k. And solving this we get 100 moving 100 to the right side 12k and taking 4 out of this common. So we get px minus px plus 5x is equals to 12k into 100 divided by 4. So px minus px cancel 5x is equals to 5x is equals to 4 ones are 4 threes are 3k 3000 into 100. So guys x is equals to 5 ones are 5 twenties are 60,000. Option C is the correct answer. And here comes the next question, eighth one, about simple interest and compound interest. Difference between compound interest on 60k at 12% annual compounded annually in 2 years and simple interest on 50k at 16% per annum. Let's find out the simple interest first. Simple interest is equals to PTR by 100. Here the principal is 50k, 50k into time is of 2 years into rate is 16% by 100. So two zeros gets cancelled and 500. So we get 16,000. Sorry, 16 to the, yeah, 16,000. And finding the compound interest, we get know the formula. Amount is equals to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. N is equals to time period. And here the principal is 60k into 1 plus R by 100 is rate is 12%. 112 by 100 whole square. Simply we can make 112 by 100 as cancelling 0, 1.12 is equals to 60k into 1.12 whole square. We get approximately 1.25. So 60k into 1.25 we get finally 75k 264 rupees. 75k 200 around 264 75. Now we need to find the interest. This is the amount 75k minus 60k. 60k we get 15k 15,264, and the difference between 16,000 and 15,264 is exactly 736 rupees we get. And solved. Moving on to the next question. I think this is about the ratios. A easy question, guys. Pause the video and read it. We are given a by b value is 2 by 3. Okay. B by c value is 4 by 5. Okay, let me find the a by c value. A by c. B is the common value. Here the b value is ratio is 3 and here it is 4. So we need to find the LCM of 3 and 4. The common value is b, 3 and 4. LCM is 12. So we need to make this value as 12. In order to make this 12, we need to multiply with 4 numerator and denominator. And here I am multiplying with 3 numerator and denominator. So finally the a by b value becomes 8 by 12 and b by c value becomes 12 by 15. So 12 is common, right? Directly we can know the value of a by c, 8 by 15. So hence we know, finally we know that a by c value, but here d is 20% more than c. For example, if c value is 15, d value is 20% more, which means 120% of 15. is equals to 12 by 100 into 15, which is exactly 18. A is equals to A by D is equals to A 8 divided by D new value is 18. 8 by 18. Final value is 4 is to 9. Option A is the right answer, guys. And here comes the ratio related problem again. Guys, pause the video and read the question. Here A, B, C. A, let us consider Aditya as A. I am considering Bhaskar as B and Chandu as C. Okay. The total amount present with them is 10,200. And total ratio is 4 is to 7 is to 6. So 4 is to 7 is to 6. Okay, this is the ratio. Total parts 4 plus 7 plus 6, it becomes 17 parts. 17 parts sums up to 10,200. Let us consider 17x is equal to 10,200. Each part value is equals to 10,200 divided by 17. 17 ones are 17 6 are 102, 600. X is equals to 600 exactly. Now we can know the actual amount 600 each part and 4 parts here 7x 4x 6x 600 4 are 2400 700 6 are 4200 3600. But A gave to charity 600 and even C gave to charity 600 minus 600, but B gained 200. So now the actual values become 1800 5400 3000. So cancelling the zeros, and 6 is the common multiple common factor. 6 threes are 18, 6 nines are 6 fives are 3 is to 9 is to 5 is the answer. Option D is the correct answer. Guys, your time and work, I think this is related to pipes and systems. Okay, pipe A and B can fill the empty tank in 20 minutes. Okay, and X minutes respectively. A can fill in 20 minutes, B can fill in X minutes, C can empty it in 60 minutes. Okay, and if A can fill in 20 minutes, in 1 minute it can fill 1 by 20th part of tank. B can fill 1 X minute, in 1 minute it can fill 1 by xth part. It can empty 1 by 60th part of tank. Okay, now all these are open simultaneously. The tank will be filled in 15 minutes. Okay, for example, A is open 1 by 20 plus 1 by x, even B can fill the tank, but C will minus empty the tank, so 1 by 60. They are working for 15 minutes. So each minute work is 1 by 20, 1 by x, 1 by 60. 15 minutes work is into 1 by 15 is equals to 1 because the tank is completely filled. Now we get 1 by 20 minus 1 by 60. It becomes 1 by 20 minus 1 by 60 plus 1 by x is equals to 1 by 15. I am taking that 15 on the right side. Here taking LCM, we get 3 minus 2 by 60, because 60 will be the LCM and 23s are 60. 3 minus 1 2, 2 by 60 plus 1 by x is equals to 1 by 15. Here 2 by 60 becomes 1 by 30, and taking on to the right side 1 minus 1 by 30 is equals to x. Here again we get 30 to 30, x equals to 1 by 30, 1 by x equals to 1 by 30, x becomes 30. Option B is the correct answer. And the next question is related to trains speed and distance. So pause the video and read the question. The lengths of train X and Y. Train X, train Y. The length is 240 meters and train Y length is 300 meters. So it can cross a pole in 6 seconds and it can cross in 12 seconds. So can you find the speed? Yes, definitely. X speed of train X is equals to distance by time. Distance is equal to 240 meters by 6 is equals to 40 meter per second. So then speed of y becomes 300 by 12. It becomes 12 to the 24, 12 5 25 meters per second. We are clear enough until here. Then in what time They will cross each other if they move in the same direction. Okay, guys, if they move in the same direction, train X is moving and train Y is also moving. What is the relative speed between them? 40 minus 25 will be the relative velocity or speed. So it becomes 15 meter per second. And what are the lengths of the train? 240 plus 300. 540. Total distance is 540 divided by 15 meter per second. 15 3 is 45. 15 6 is 90. 36 seconds. Answer. Option A is the correct answer. Okay guys, moving on to the next question. Here comes 13th question, and pause the video and read the question. Try to understand it. We are given that the mean of first 7 multiples of the smallest composite number is k. Okay guys, what is the smallest composite number? First of all, what is a composite number? A number which has more than greater than 2 factors. So if you observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 has only one factor, 2 has two factors, 1 and 2, 3 has 1, 2, 1 and 3, only two factors, but 4 has 1, 2, 4, three factors. So we know that smallest composite number is 4, and the first 7 multiple of smallest composite number, first 7 multiples, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Mean will be, anyhow this data is arranged in ascending order, mean will be the equally distributed. So mean is 16. Even if you add all these values and divide it by 7, we get the mean value as 16. So now 16, the mean of k value, we know k is equals to 16, and given the data is 10 comma k comma 13 comma 12 comma 16 14 18. Arranging this data in the ascending order, 10 12 13 14 16, and k value is 16 18. What is the median? This data is in the ascending order. The median will be the middlemost value. So 14. Option D is the correct answer. It's 14 guys, not 143. Option D is the correct answer.